part 1 of Naruto, Gaara was fairly an evil character when he was first introduced. A lot of people grew to know Gaara as a mysterious, villainous character, and he was actually pretty liked by the viewers. But what was actually behind this bloodthirsty phase of Gaara during the beginning of Naruto? Starting off, Gaara was made into the one-tailed Shukaku Jinchuriki before he was born. As you could assume, once he was born, he was treated with hatred and the villagers had great disdain for him, viewing him as a monster. It should also be noted that his mother Karura died after his premature childbirth. The only person who showed him love and cared for him was his uncle Yashimaru, his mother's brother. Now, later on in the story, wanting to test his son's stability as Tsunagakuru's Jinchuriki, Rasa, Gaara's father, ordered Yashimaru to corner Gaara emotionally and attempt to assassinate him. Knowing that Yashimaru was one of the only people Gaara was close to, this would be a good test of his abilities to see if he could control his emotions, considering he was the Jinchuriki of the sand. Yashimaru attacked him, and as Yashimaru prepared to blow himself up along with Gaara, he told the young Jinchuriki that he hated him, and so did his sister Karura, even telling Gaara that his sister named him after the expression self-loving demon, Gaara. Yashimaru also lied, stating that the sand that protects you is a product of the monster inside of you, Shukaku, and I volunteered to kill you on behalf of the village. Now, after Yashimaru killed himself in a last effort explosive tag attack to kill Gaara, Gaara was resolved to live up to his name and only love himself, even etching the kanji for love onto the left part of his forehead with this sand. So the little kanji you see on the left part of Gaara's forehead, it means love. So being so young and confused, this really contributed to Gaara falling so low into darkness, and he concentrated on solely his existence, and that led him to eventually learn to tame his powers. Now, when it comes to analyzing Gaara's evil disposition, you have to look at his past and understand how it dramatically affected him leading up to where we're first introduced to him. Although Shukaku's mental influence on Gaara can explain this behavior somewhat, it was mostly Gaara's hatred for other people's existence that is responsible for this Gaara that we see. He felt that other people's existence was a threat to his own. His mindset of extreme self-love was very detrimental to his outlook on the world, considering everything besides his own life wasn't valuable to him. It should also be noted that Shukaku's ability to take over Gaara's body upon him sleeping caused Gaara to suffer from insomnia, and one of the key symptoms of insomnia is high irritability and anxiety, which Gaara had. So in order to validate his own existence, he wanted to kill anyone he perceived as strong or similar to him. And when you look at this situation, it's kind of similar to what Madara told Obito and Shippuden. If you're a person who has extreme love and feelings, once you fall once, it automatically turns into a deep hatred for the world. So this kind of happened to Gaara after Yashimaru lied to him and told him that you weren't loved by your mother and or me, and that you were named because your mother wanted to get back at the village and name you self-loving demon. Now, when you step back, even though Gaara showed deep hatred on the outside, on the inside his heart really just longed for love. And Gaara can ironically be connected to one of the teachings of Bunpuku, which was a priest of Tsunagakuru and earlier Jinchuriki of Shukaku. This man stated that the human heart is like the reflection on the water's surface. The mouth says things opposite to what the heart really feels, but in truth, the hidden heart wants people to accept each other. So this can really be applied to Gaara, considering that during that part of his life when we first saw him in Naruto, he was really hatred driven and very selfish, but that was really opposite to how his heart really felt. So another Jinchuriki of Shukaku said this. So in closing, after being defeated by Naruto during the Hidden Leaf Destruction arc, he took this as proof that he gave up on his hardships too easily, considering that Naruto lived a life extremely similar to his, and he thought that if someone like Naruto can endure, then I've fallen without fighting enough, and that's basically what he thought. So after that occurrence, as we all saw, Gaara's outlook on life and the world began to change, and he started to love again and actually see the world in a similar light to how Naruto did.